Turn, hey, turn, turn. No, we need another theme. Maybe we could use Evoke. No. Featuring Gundam, you get that shit out of here! Amalgam Gundam, Chapter 2. Universal Colony, Year 118. A time when the endless wealth of history continues unabated. Let us go back 1 year to UCY 117. Empire Thalos declares war on all neighboring star systems. Dozens of space and planetary colonies within them. The Empire's military power is at equal strength with each government they are at war with, so they are caught in a stalemate. However, halfway into the UCY 117, the Empire acquired a new weapon whose name would be heard throughout the future: mobile suits. These new devices smash through any and all resistance. The Empire now controls more than 95% of the area. We now return to the UCY 118. 5 space colonies have had enough. They have formed an alliance and purchased 5 Gundams from one Clark Axum and sent them on Operation Stardust. However, one of these colonies no longer exists. Melanie had listened intently to each word recording had said, memorizing in a fraction of a second the details concerning Operation Stardust, listening to all of the plans and strategies. The sadness and sorrow she felt for the destruction of her home and death of her mother and father and sister was changed to a deep rage and a thirst for revenge.
Those bastards! The Thelonians! They're the ones who did this!
Melody gritted her teeth and examined the controls of the Gundam. She moved her hands onto the main levers and moved them, knowing exactly what to do. The coordinates of where her Gundam was to arrive to begin Operation Stardust were displayed. Somehow, Melanie saw an image of maps and star charts in her own mind, indicating how to get there, and how to use the Gundam to get there. Oh my god, she's a new type!
I'll make them pay. I'll make them every last one of those Thelonian bastards pay!
Colonel Mozart smiled in relaxation. Her ears tingled with delight as Amadeus Mozart's Turk Masi played on the speakers of her Gundam. She mimicked with her own hands the piano notes that played in the song. She did each maneuver of her hands and fingers perfectly, as she were playing the music herself. As the song ended, she opened her eyes again and looked over the sensors panel. Short-range scanners only detected the other 2 Gundams and coordinates 56-12387. The communications console lit up, indicating someone was contacting her. She reached her hand and pressed the switch on the console, acknowledging the signal of the other Gundam. She was not surprised to hear the confident, carefree voice of Den Ryu on the speaker.
Hey, Ken, mind putting that one up again? I really liked it. Sorry, Dan. I never listen to the same piece twice in a row. It's a bad luck thing. Could you at least transfer it to me so I can listen to it privately? Well, maybe if you had uploaded something more sophisticated than the crap you put into your own Gundam, perhaps you wouldn't be having this problem, would you? Ouch! You got me there. How about I make my error up to you over dinner? Damn boy. I don't take bullet guys that work with me. You're breaking this old poor man's heart, Ken. I think he'll recover.
A baby for Canella's or Ken's sensor console interrupted the conversation. She turned her head back over to it and examined the ratings, her eyes wide in surprise.
Den, Edmund, are you reading this too?
I think so. It's the Gundam from LX-014 Jubilee. Quite unlikely. LX-014 was demolished 2 hours ago. New survivors.
Oh, quit being a pessimist, Ed. They could have lost the Gundam before the colony was destroyed.
Unlikely. Please refrain from addressing me as Ed.
Oh, well, we're attempting the same thing. I say we open communications.
Oh, very well. Expose our position.
This is Gundam RX-78NT1 to all identified mobile suit. You copy?
The messages are replying with nothing but static as the Gundam approached and continued company.
I repeat, this is Gollum to unidentified mobile suit. Do you copy?
There are mere moments of silence that were reply.
Is this thing on? I can hear you. Who may I ask is speaking? This is, Melanie Tykin, piloting Gundam Jubilee.
Miss Tykin, you sound like a pretty young lady.
Excuse me. I would know him. He's an idiot. Hey! Hello, Melanie. Are you from the Gundam from LX014?
There's silence as Jubilee came to a stop near the other three Gundams.
No. Then where? I'm not the Gundam from LX014. Because LX014 was crushed and mangled before my eyes.
There's another silence from what Melody had just said.
I'm sorry, Melanie. We all mourn for your loss. Who are you guys by chance? My name's Ken Mozart. The one who was hitting on you is named Den Ryu. And of course who has a send for 3 hours over sitting there is Edmund Shibumi. Or Dead, as I call him.
Do not call me Ed.
If it makes you feel uncomfortable, I won't. What I will make uncomfortable is the Empire of monsters that destroyed the home I grew up on. Now that's the spirit. There's one problem. What? You see, my escape from LX014 was an accident. I'm not really the pilot for Jubilee. I never even thought about piloting this thing. I was just sleeping in the cockpit and woke up inside it while I was in space. Then suddenly I watched the colony get compressed from its own gravitational stress. Now, honestly, I don't even know how I managed to pilot this thing to you guys in the first place. Unacceptable.
Video communication was finally established. Melanie looked over at the three pilots slowly, taking in their appearances. Edmund's face was straight and serious, eyes cold without mercy. His hair was a white that Melanie had never seen before, which only added to his somewhat evil appearance. Ken looked quite different from Edmund. Her eyes looked as though she had lost some sleep, but were full of kindness and almost an innocence that Melanie had thought disappeared from the universe. Her hair was highlighted a green in the front and top sexes. It got darker as it moved down her head to her shoulders. Dan looked like he had come out of a model suit. He was gorgeous in appearance, looking like a ladies' man or a playa. His hair was long and tied to a braid behind his head in a very dual Maxwell-like fashion. He winked at Melanie, which made her blush slightly. He looked carefree and fun in the eyes of Melanie. We cannot have a child piloting a weapon of mass destruction.
That's what I keep saying, but unfortunately, Uso exists.
She wasn't trained to be a pilot either. She could put this whole mission in jeopardy. We will leave her here and proceed on our mission ourselves. We've waited long enough. We can't wait here for the other pilot to train this one ourselves.
I'm afraid I'll have to agree with Ed. This mission's too important and has a time schedule on its own. I can't believe you guys. You think we really should leave this poor...
Now all four Gundam sensors beat, indicating once again an object approaching.
The final Gundam seems to have arrived. My computer registers it as an RX-79G.
Oops, my voice. The final Gundam seems to have arrived. My computer registers an RX-79G.
Good, we're all here.
Technically, we're not. Jubilee's piloting.
He's doing a fine job already, you jerk!
I'm not a jerk. I'm merely thinking of the great good, young lady.
Don't call me young!
God, I wish I could smoke right now. There was an awkward silence after that. The four pilots looked at the communications display and saw the transmission coming from the RX-79G.
Excuse me, RX-79G, what did you say?
I really want to take a smoke right now. But no, smoking is a bad thing to do in a closed space with limited oxygen and less support on board.
May I ask who is transmitting this?
My name's Aram Hashta, and I'm not RX-79G, you freaking pansy. This is Arsenal. Would you like to see why it's called Arsenal?
Methinks it's probably because it's going to make heavy arms look like a pansy.
That's not necessary. I think we all have a pretty good idea. Good. I want to kill the people I'm supposed to work with. At least, I'm not on my first day on the job.
Oh, Arsenal, please meet the Leopard. This is Airblast. This is Airblast. This is the Double X piloted by Garrett.
Video communication was then established with Aram. Melody recoiled a moment and discussed the appearance of him. His eyes drooped a little. He had brown hair. He wore a red bandana around his head, an earring on his left ear. Melody had seen pictures where people were high on drugs, and Aram was similar to those pictures. What are you all looking at?
Are you really the pilot of the Gundam? Or did you accidentally become his pilot like Melanie here?
My colony chose me to be the pilot of the stupid cigarette-less machine, Kay. We should get back to the matter at hand. Melody must stay here.
I would do no such thing!
I know how you feel, Melody.
No, you don't! The Empire just destroyed everything I cared about right before my own eyes. My mother, my father, my sister, the home I grew up in, everything! I want blood then. I want to see too many covered in the blood of Empire soldiers. And when all cities are burned to the foundations, I shall take the leader of the Empire, throw in my hands, squeeze the life out of them. That's intending the day my head was destroyed, and the day of reckoning is upon them now!
Four pilots staring at Melanie took a deep breath from her sudden outburst. Edmund did a half smile. You could come along. It seems you might be right for this job after all. Jeez, you need a cigarette. The asteroids are coming in at 4 o'clock. Reading you loud and clear, Ed. Okay, gang, let's establish docking with the asteroids.
Engaging primary thrusters. Me too.
Arsenal's already landed on the first asteroid. The asteroid I was designated to land on is not suitable for my atmospheric mode. Locating alternate landing source.
Landing is successful at my target. Okay, I got it. What do I do now?
Switch your systems on automatic, and they'll deploy atmospheric protection to Jubilee. As for me, my Gundam has landed and instigating atmospheric protection. Atmospheric protection online for Arsenal. God, I need a cigarette. It'll take 10 minutes for us to reach this atmosphere. Enter it and drop and land on the ground. You'll survive. Found new asteroid. Engaging Wave Rider mode.
So, I'm guessing it's like the Zeta?
Melanie listened intensely. As the exchange of talk continued, each Gundam reporting its status. She winced, not really know how to pilot or control the Gundam, yet her entire body knew on instinct exactly what to do. Melanie flipped 3 switches on her Gundam, activating the automatic systems. Switched on a camera over to the gallant Edmund's Gundam. It was transforming, having several of its systems converting into a fire-like vessel, clung to the asteroid. Deploy armor. For a moment, Melanie thought Den was giving a command to everyone, but the camera always showed his Gundam reacting to his command. At the choice of Gollum, Den's Gundam, the skin of the Gundam glowed and metal plane covered over it, sitting outwards over parts of it. Since his being head and most of the legs and feet. Gollum then climbed onto the asteroid was on. Melanie called to prepare for Operation Stardust.
So, what actually made our respective resistances chose us, besides me, to be guardians for our Gundam?
When mobile suits were being sold across the sector, it was discovered there was a genetic trait in certain people that gave them power or certain edge over other people. It was a sort of psychic power. It could do faster reaction time, telepathy, premonitions of up to a few seconds in the future. People who had this talent were called new types. Called it. I think you may be a new type, Melanie.
How can you be so sure? I remember Henning was supposed to be the pilot for the Gundam.
Well, look at it logically, Melanie. How else could you have known how to pilot your Gundam so well? You never trained with the Jubilee or any other mobile suit in your life.
Well, you see, sometimes certain Gundams come with training computers, but that's beside the point. I see. You can?
Yeah.
Last name Mozart. Does it mean you're the sensitive composer?
Canola laughed for a bit.
I get that a lot. No, I'm not. However, I do share his talent for music composing and piano playing. Also, Ken is just my nickname. My real name is Canola.
Here, we don't have much classical music back on MG-166.
What's MG-166?
Whole lot of hell, that's what. The MG designation is used for colonies linking to mining operations and corporate crap. However, when mining operations were completed, MG-166 became a backwater station full of sleaze bags, strip clubs, mafia, gambling, you name it. When the Empire seized control of the colony for the heck of it, my family was killed. That's why I joined the Resistance.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Yeah, whatever. Hey, Ed, what are you doing here? What's your child look like? Edmund said nothing for a moment, closed his eyes for a Gundam, appearing to the other pilots like he was meditating. I never had a childhood. Velocity is 9.7 seconds per second. Smaller asteroids are disintegrating.
What's the condition of the asteroids we're on?
They're intact, but the outer edges are crumbling and melting. Stay on target. Release all of the asteroids when I give the signal. Melody called as he looked around herself for the readings. Even with the atmospheric shielding, the temperature within Jubilee was rising. The internal reading said the temperature was currently 93 degrees Fahrenheit, slowly climbing. Melody could also feel the pull of gravity on the planet. When she had piloted Gundam into space, it was a bit freer moving, having more control and balance to it. Here, her sister said this Gundam was being designated for planetary combat, not space combat. She couldn't escape the uneasy feel of the pull of gravity on her. Release. Meanwhile, the other Gundams unlatched themselves from the asteroids. Melody followed suit, knowing how the asteroids were descending at a much faster rate, whereas the Gundams were falling slower now. It did not help the fact that they were still in free fall. Initiating landing procedure. Melody saw that the Wave Rider mode of Gallant did not turn back into a Gundam, but appeared to be gliding down the atmosphere. Melody's new type of ability suddenly kicked in, knew the right switch to hit on her Gundam to initiate the parachutes. She flipped the switch. 3 areas in the back of her Gundam opened up, releasing the parachutes. The other 3 Gundams did similar maneuvers. Their rate fell to about 0.3 meters per second, gently landed upon the ground with no harm. Gallant transformed out of his Wave Rider mode back to his mobile suit mode. Hey, how come he gets the cool Wave Rider mode? Actually, if there's one complaint I have about this fic right about now is that I would like to know what these Gundams look like! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Thalos. I mean, my god, how could I be sitting here on my couch hoping and praying for a new model kit of these things if I don't know what they look like?